What's up, Van Dam fam? Hope everyone is fantastic. This is a very important subject I want to talk about right now. I don't know if the video is going to be the best that we've had. Oh, the air just came on. I forgot to turn that off. The color, I'm always messing up the color, the audio, whatever, a little bit. Don't have time to start this one over right now, so we're going to roll right through, even with that noise in the background. Sorry. I want to talk about priorities. And right now, time is a priority because I got to be somewhere and I got to leave. So I want to talk about priorities. What are priorities? They're values that are in order of importance to us personally. No two people have the exact same priorities. The sooner you can accept that, understand it, the more you'll understand other people. And the more you'll understand yourself. It explains a lot. No more will you have to worry about proud ignorance like, how come you hang out with your girlfriend instead of hanging out with your bros, man? What's wrong with you? Guess what? The girl's more important. How come you don't get up at 6 a.m. and jog? How come you can't get that habit? Guess what? That jog isn't as important to you as the comfort of staying in bed. You can say it's as important, but I'm talking about what your true self, what means the most inside there, not the conscious level. And you can categorize priorities, temporary priorities, okay, we got a job to do. We're going to start with this. It's the most important. Got to start on the bottom, work our way up. Again, I'm talking about true priorities. If you knew your own priorities and if you come into terms with them, you'll understand yourself a lot more. I was with this girl. I was really super young and green, stupid. We were together for a long time. We fought, lots of drama, but we worked our way into a promise ring and eventually an engagement ring. I knew I didn't have long-term plans, but I couldn't break the convenience. I know a lot of people can relate to this, but when I look back at it, it was very wrong for me to use her time up like that, for one. And also, just the wrong place to be, really. Temporarily, situation worked. Should have moved on. I'm talking to my dad one time. I'm engaged to her. I don't know what I'm doing, Dad. My dad said, I'll make it easy for you. Ask yourself one question, but you got to be honest with yourself. It'll clear everything up for you. He said, you're making this lifetime decision. It's the only one that you'll make. Everything else is temporary. He said, can she be your number one priority? Because, houses will come and go. Money will come and go. Jobs come and go. You plan on staying together for life. That's a really serious commitment. Even kids come and go. Can you, no matter what you're doing, always leave what you're doing to go to be to her if she needs you? And also, she has to answer the same about you. That cleared so much up. I knew I was going down the wrong path. I'm so thankful my dad gave me that formula, if you want to call it that. And it explained so much. And it helped me understand with myself things that people wonder. Now, there's so much proud ignorance of people out there that just open their mouth and they just can't help but show off how limited their thoughts are. I don't want you to be like those people. I went through a depressing bout. I've been honest about it, talked about it openly. Watch Headstrong on Amazon. I had to kind of like rebuild myself to go into a whole nother stage of life after leaving the almost a 20-year marriage, and which, by the way, when I got married before, it was easy to make her my priority, and that really helped everything. But we always knew that I wasn't her priority. And looking back, I don't see how I could have stayed in that relationship, how I could have thought so low of myself to stay while we both knew that I was somewhere way down her priority list and she was my number one, because we both knew and understood that that's the way to make it work. But I guess I always thought, that things would change or whatever. I don't know. But getting out of this depression, rebuilding myself, there's a lot of things that used to be important to me that weren't anymore. Going on, to a whole new house, a whole new city, a whole new life. My comic books, action figures, statues, a bunch of stuff that I'd carried with me my whole life, they didn't matter that much anymore. Not at that point. So my priorities changed. And what I realized was that my spirit was weak. Mind, body, and spirit really work together. And I found the weakest link was definitely my spirit. And that became my priority. And it still is. Every decision that I make, whether it's who I'm around or what I spend my time doing, choices, I always have my spiritual vibration in mind. Because in order to be at my best and at my healthiest, I have to have that balance of mind, body, and spirit. Get to know your own priorities. Be honest with yourself, and you'll learn a lot about yourself. All right, quick story. One time, this might be my third pro wrestling match. 1990, Burlington, Vermont. I'm wrestling Sabu, and on the top of the card is Abdullah the Butcher and the Sheik. Sabu and I, we were in the dressing room, and someone came up and said, at the end of the show, there's going to be a big pull apart. Sheik and Abby are going to be fighting. Everyone's going to grab them, pull them apart. We said, all right, whatever. When they walked away, Sabu said, I don't think we need to be part of that. And I said, okay, good. Somebody came up to us later, told us again about it. They said we needed to be part of it. We asked the Sheik, does that include us? Like, or is that just everyone else has to go out there at the end? And, yeah, go out there. Yeah, that includes you. What, you think you're... Okay. He was scary. Sabu and I didn't want to be part of the pull apart. Not because it was going to lower our star power after being showcased in our match out there. Not because it made us work twice, but we knew that everybody was going to get sliced. They were definitely going to come back bloody. And believe it or not, even Sabu wanted to avoid this back then in 1990. We had our match. I think maybe this is actually the match right here. Sabu on the ground. Me about to do some crazy flying stuff. I don't know what. But after our match, when the main event was on, all this chaos started. Commotion. Ding, 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 ding. Heard all this rumbling. Thunderous commotion. Everyone started running out of the dressing room. This is that spot. All the boys are running out there. I think Sabu and I waited until we were last. Until everybody else had run out there first. And then we ran out and we saw everybody getting sliced. Anyone who grabbed the Sheik to pull him back. Anyone who grabbed Abdullah. Sabu and I rolled into the ring. I grabbed his arm, climbed up the top rope, did a flip off it, hip tossed him. He rolled down, gave me a drop toe hold. We started wrestling. The whole time we wrestled until all the commotion was over. The big schmaz, big group fight pull apart thing. Finally, we followed everybody back to the dressing room, and none of the young guys knew that they had been cut. They were all like, "Oh my God, who's bleeding? Who's bleeding? I got blood all over me." And each one of them had slices on their forehead. Some of them had several, and they were like, "Oh my God, that's me!" They had no idea, because Sheik and Abby were so slick, like ninjas. They had no idea they were slicing them. All with the same blade, too, by the way. Another good reason to avoid that. We thought it was funny until Abdullah the Butcher came in. He was pissed. "There you are, you little fucking bastards, get in here." He put us in this room, and he let us have it. "You going into business for yourselves? Is that what you're doing? You fucking crazy? What the fuck are you doing? I should fucking kill you." I don't remember everything that he said. He was very upset, and I didn't know, but what we did was very wrong. Going in the ring, we took attention away from what it was supposed to be focused on. I still hate that if I'm signing autographs and then they start the matches and I still have a line and then they want me to stand out there and take away from the match. It's rude. And this is how I found out. It's what they call going into business for yourself. She came into the room and I was looking for a tag, and he just let us have it. He let Abby scream at us. He understood that we didn't know better, but he also knew that we needed to learn. And Abby was pissed. I didn't realize how often Abby had been on my part of my early career. He was in my first match as well. On my first show, I mean. And then, of course, in All Japan plenty of times. But anyway, we didn't mean to be rude. It's just that our priorities at the time were to stay away and stay safe. Probably could have had our priorities a little different. But take a look at yours. See what you find out. Boom. And see you soon.